It is T20 World Cup time. The T20 World Cup has not been kind to us so far. It is one of the major achievements we want to do. We've won the Test World Championship in the tie. We've won the Champions Trophy. But we've just come off an ODI World Cup that was shocking. Why is his muscles so veiny? Before we play huge test matches, 4 in England and some white ball games before finishing off with Ireland. Then next episode, we will have Bangladesh at home, Australia at home for test matches, Ireland at home, and Australia at home for test matches. Heaps to play for. Great test match World Championship opportunity. But more important in test matches is the world ratings. And we have been on a dip, we've been on a slide, and we find ourselves on 99 points in the world ratings. It is a rebuild, which means once I've butchered the team like I have for the first few episodes and removed the good players that are slightly old, trying to build for the future, our T20 world rating is at an all-time low of 71, and our ODI form is slipping down to 89 points in 5th. I have made some enhancements to the data that we use. So we use the County Cricket Stat Pack, which is available from buymeacoffee.com/leadingedgepod, just $5. And I've added a series tab. So before in head-to-head, you could view your head-to-head record against any team. You can filter by any format. Here, we've added the series data, which aggregates all the series that you've played, puts them in head-to-head records, and gives you series form guides, performance trends, and win percentages per year, as well as your last series against every team that you've played against. The next build will be added in World Cups and Honours Board, but the latest version is a very good one. As well as there's been some cleaning of data going on in the bowling area as well, and is now way more compact. Okay, so as a team in T20 cricket over the last 2 years leading up to this World Cup, in terms of batting average, we've averaged 20, which is kind of near the bottom, but strike rate is king, right? And we sit on 128, which is exactly last. Our balls per boundary isn't the worst. It's one of the worst, but it's not the absolute worst. We do have 20 guys getting 25 and out, 68% of the time, which is horrendous compared to Pakistan's 53. And then in terms of converting, so 50 plus scores per innings with the bat, we've actually got a reasonable amount. So it's all down to strike rate. And with the ball, we've got the third best bowling attack in terms of average in this period of time. Our strike rate is the third best with 14.9, and our economy rate is 5th best at 8.48, which is actually quite high for us. So these are our stats from the World Cups that we've played in so far. We've played 14 games in total. And we saw that Henrik Larsson was incredible with a 156 strike rate. Breztska played one World Cup with a 154 strike rate, but his balls per dismissal was 8, his average was 13. Markram's been class averaging 40 with a 152. Then we saw the big dip. We've not seen a good World Cup out of Tristan Stubbs with a 130 strike rate from 14 games. Jean Duplessis, 108 strike rate. And this is our T20I strike rates over the course of the last couple of years just in T20 cricket. So Markram with a 148 is great. Dewald Brevis has come back in with a 144, so he's sliding into that 3-hole pretty good. Klaasen with a 135. Now he does most of the plying of his trade down the order. Janssen and Stubbs great as well. Stubbs with a 134. I'm going to take a bit of that because that's quite good for us. Also, match plus strike rate, 100 and above means the strike rate's higher than the strike rate from the game you played in. That's where we want to be. Where we've fallen short is Breztska's got a 122 now over the last 2 and a bit years. Ferreira 124, Forrester 119. Could we, from out of nowhere, bring in Rassi van der Dussen for one more last dance? He's still going strong in T20 cricket. I abandoned him way too early in the picture. I've still recorded this before the episode where I dropped him come out. So he's potentially got a chance to come in. Quinton de Kock was terrible for us when he played. But did I get rid of him too long? I think we're 3 World Cups down. It's maybe too far gone to look at bringing him in. We want the Stoke So we bought the Stoke in to play Test match cricket, and he's come in and he's hit 250s and he looks pretty good. However, his T20 record of 15 50s, he's got 16 ducks, which is quite incredible, but a 161 strike rate is a hell of a place to be. And I think we probably need to have a similar discussion with our bowling as well and have a long, hard look at ourselves and go, who's actually any good here? Swanepoel has been wonderful. This is 2026 to 2028. We're at April 2028 for the World Cup. Marco Jansen's still slightly expensive, but averages 20. Maharaj is the one I want to look at because I've got a feeling, here we go again, I've got a feeling he's done. So this is his stats per year. His economy, yeah, he's going. He's going. 7 games last year, 8.39 economy rate. 8.75 the year before. Strike rate on the rise, average on the rise, economy rate on the rise, wickets per match on the decline. Not cool. Courtesy 9 economy rate. DeLang 9 economy rate, but DeLang and Courtesy both come with 10 strike rates. It's a dangerous place to be when you're playing with 10 strike rates. Boastful 7.43, but he's only played 3 games. Forrester, just a fill-in, really. Lose with a 7.31 economy rate is pretty good as well. Maharaj, T20 World Cup time, 38 years old. It's another absolute butchering of age. I'm the most ageist person to ever play the game. Sometimes it works. Okay, so Claessen's going. He's only been in the squad for a couple of games, but I don't think he's quite there yet. There's heaps of upside to him, but not for our World Cup. It's a good job I've not been playing him in the warm-ups, getting him ready. And Haynes is going to go as well. Once again, we go into a big tournament and I start chopping and changing. It is quite easy to see where the chopping and changing comes from, though, because generally these are the win-loss. There's a lot of red going on. And if we look at T20I series, there's just a lot of red. There's only the odd win coming in where we beat West Indies and we beat West Indies and we beat Zimbabwe and we tied with Pakistan. That's not green. So we've got to avoid the upsets. We do get an easier start. Uganda, Netherlands, New Zealand, Sri Lanka. So, well, I say that. One good team is going out of this competition. And we're making big changes, brother. Okay, so we're bringing in Ackerman, who is a genuine middle order batter. 154 career strike rate. The year just gone, he's put up a 163 with an average of 40. He's playing in the 100. He's playing for about 7 different teams. And then with the ball, we're going with Peter, who should be Peters. Now, he has got a career average of 19, strike rate 14, economy 8.16. He's the best spinner we've got in Test cricket, and I'm kind of making a play that those average numbers I feel can be enhanced because he's a wicket taker. I'm going for a wicket taker with a spinner. And then we're boarding George Commons. I've just been watching him for the last couple of years. Strike rate 14, economy 7.83. They're exceptional numbers. Last year a 7.25 economy rate, the year before an 8.52. So we're going with him as well. Lose with his right arm medium is going to stay in with his low economy rate. So really, we're changing a bit of tack. I quite often do this with my save. I'm trying to work out, are we a strike rate team or are we an economy rate team? I feel at the moment we're probably an economy rate team. We've not got that many good strike rate type bowlers. Boast does boast a strike rate of 7.4. But those games have come against Zimbabwe and Bangladesh. And the game against Bangladesh, well, he didn't go at 8s. Yeah, 10.75. So it's being enhanced by his Zimbabwe series. This is controversial, making a lot of these changes, but I feel it's needed. If we lose to Uganda, it says a lot about me. So before we start, comment below. What are we going to do? Are we going to win the World Cup? Or are we just going to turn up and get knocked out? Predictor likes is 86%. Okay, that's a great start to the World Cup. It's only Uganda, but 108 is reasonable. Swanepoel with 3, Lose with 2, Peter with 2. Some of those, the decision to bring in Peter was a good one, but Economy rate is great with those guys. Good start up top. We didn't really get the wickets. I think we had them 2 down at the power play. But Cummins and Jansen both with good control. The pitch is decent. Predictor is 96.5%. We get home easy in 13 overs. We get Brevis with 34 off 31. Yes, it's a little slow, but Bretska going at 170 strike rate. 181 from Markram. That is as good a start to the World Cup as we could have imagined. Netherlands next. Won the toss. Got to have a bat and try and make the most while it's a little bit sunny. Somehow squeeze 171. We get 42 from Brevis, but it's slow. Ackerman, first time he bats, 27 off 17 is really good. But constant wickets. Baz de Leader's a beast for Durham, and he was very, very good here. Arian Dutt bowled really well as well, 2 for 22. But we got out of jail a little bit at the end. Lose with 17 off 8. Swanepoel 21 off 11. Jansen with 25 again. This should be too many for them. Marco Jansen's got the bill. Thank you, Marco. And Cummins, with his first ball of the game, gets his first wicket in T20 cricket. And at the end of the over, we reduce them to 14 for 3. Jansen's added it again. It's a power play for the ages. 4 down. Next over, Cummins, 5 down. The power play is immense. 28 for 6. And when Lewis with his right arm dibbly-dobbly's got the final wicket, we had won by 86 runs and we were 0-2. Are we a beast or have we just beat 2 minnows? Well, we've just beat 2 minnows. And also there has been an upset. Uganda has gone and beat New Zealand. New Zealand score 174. It's not a bad score. But they knocked them off with 6 balls to spare. That rocks the groups and gives us a good chance of going through. Can we beat New Zealand? If we do this, we are officially through. We're batting overcast. 156. I don't think it's a bad score given the weather. It was extremely overcast. We get a 195.47 from Brevis. We get 77 off 65 from Bretska. Not great. Markram. But they've given us something to bowl at. The run rate, it dipped. And I thought they bowled a maiden. No, we got 1 single. 3 played and missed off the 19th over. So we didn't finish that strong, but the last over went for 20. So we've got a score. Predictor, well, it's more New Zealand than us. We've got to get away past Rashim Ravinder. He is incredible on this game. Every single year, average 60, 50, a 148 strike rate in T20 cricket. He's a wonderful player. And we go down. They knock them off with 6 balls to spare. Henry Nicholls, 33 off 30. Conway, 28 off 26. The start did it. Finn Allen went 41 off 20. He can do that. I should have opened with a spinner. He really struggles against spin. Economy rates were through the roof at the start. Peter and Swanepoel really pulled it back nicely. But it does mean we're still top of the group. 1 game to go. We're playing Sri Lanka. You got to think this is do or die. Sri Lanka are 2-1, New Zealand 2-1, we're 2-1. If we lose, we're pretty much out because New Zealand are only playing the Netherlands. We have got to win this game of cricket. Otherwise, it is yet another failure. What are we seeing? 128, 131, 132. Tristan Stubbs, where have you been? Ferreira, where have you been? With the ball, incredible. The only thing you could say is maybe Cummins out for a boast to give you a little bit more strike rate. But we're going to stick with the team. This is the team we selected to go and do something great. Can we do it? We win the toss. We are going to bat 170. It's a pretty good score. Tristan Stubbs does get in this time. A 158 strike rate, 76. 2 LBW's appeals. It wasn't chanceless, but we don't care. 176 from Marquise Ackerman. He has come in and actually played a couple of decent knocks for us. Markram gave us some stability, but it's a runner ball stability, so we had to make up a lot of ground. I actually felt like they bowled 2 maidens on the trot. They did. 6 and 7 overs. We didn't score a run for 12 balls, so that didn't help. Predictor, well, it's South Africa, but we've got to get wickets. Marco Jansen makes it 5 for 1. That is an unorthodox wicket. And 2 balls later, we've got him 2 down in the first over. Cummins has done it again. First ball that he bowls, just like 2 games ago, he gets a wicket. And he strikes twice in the over. 4 wickets in the first 2 overs. That is huge. He was on a charge, but Kusal Mendes is on the way back, 5 down. What a win. We bowled them out for 112. Peter, 4 for 8 at 2.29. Yes, 4 of his wickets were the back end of the tail, but you've still got to get him out. That's the thing. I am absolutely loving that because they were ahead of the run rate and completely flatlined with his spell of bowling. We are going through in the T20 World Cup to the Super 8 with a 2.37 net run rate. Group A, Zimbabwe. Does Zimbabwe top the group? That's incredible. India do go through. West Indies are out. We and New Zealand go through. Ireland and Nepal go through. Australia eliminated from losing 3 games. Afghanistan eliminated. And Bangladesh, who have been pretty much one of the teams of the save so far, go out with England and Pakistan going through. We do get Nepal in our group, but we also have juggernauts of England and India. You're going to go to win the World Cup? You got to go through them. Peter, coming into the World Cup, phenomenal. 5.17 economy rate. Lose 5.73. Swanepoel 6.25. Let's not go and slip up against Nepal. Let's go get a win and get the hell out of Dodge. That is not a good power play. 55 for 1 after 6. Don't think it's nothing that Swanepoel can't ping back. 163. That is a good score. We're not very good at chasing. We're not very good at scoring 163 in general. And it came down to one partnership. This 43 between Airy and Chowder really hurt us. Chowder 31 off 16 did some really good damage. Peter again, 2 for 23 at 5.75. Swanepoel was great. Lose went a little bit here. We lost him towards this middle part of the innings. But the power play was the bit that hurt. We didn't get early wickets. We do need to find a way of scoring runs against Sandeep Lamachan, who is an excellent player in real life. 11 strike weight the ball, 6.39 economy rate, and we milk him for 5 in and over. That's all we've got. Oh my days, it's all kicking off. We are 3 down. We've lost 3 wickets in and over to this guy, Kamal Airy, who before this, 31 wickets at 15, 7.65 economy rate. Oh, it is so game on. 53 for 3 after 6. We need a miracle from Akram and Markram. Markram has gone the very next over. We are in strife. 36 to win off 24 balls. 5 wickets left. We've only got Ackerman at the crease. That's a renowned batter. We've got Jansen with him. Ackerman's at a 125 strike rate. We've just upped the aggression. Ackerman has gone. We are going to fall to Nepal. 20 to win off 12 balls. 4 wickets left. 15 to win off the last 6 balls. We need boundaries. Swanepoel on strike. 14 off 5. He pumps it down the ground for 6. Oh, we need that. 8 off 4. One more hit, Swanepoel, and you're taking us nearer the promised land of the T20 World Cup. He plays and misses. Or has he got an underedge? Yes, he has. Now we're in trouble. We're expecting Peter, who has got a batting average of 17 and a 138 strike rate, to get 8 off 3. Just got to get bad on ball, mate. Even rotate the strike. Get Marco Jansen on strike. He's gone first ball. Lose. 8 off 2. Just bad on ball, mate. Oh, he plays the reverse sweep down the ground. He's gone. It's a hat trick. Reverse sweep down the ground. Of all the shots you could have chose to play, given the time, given the moment, he's taken 4 in 4 to win the game for Nepal. We lose by 7 runs. The only thing here is England have just been battered by India, a plus 3.38 net run rate. What did they do? 168, and they knocked them off in 14 overs. Oh my. So if we beat England, we could still do this. 59 off the power play for 1 down. That's pretty good. That is a good score for us. 192 for 4. We get a great knock from Markram at the top. He scores at a 155 strike rate for his 56. He has a huge partnership of 119 with Dwell Brevis. He scores 86. His highest T20 score going. He scores them at a great lick, a 143 strike rate. And we get some bump from Ackerman and Ferreira towards the end. So happy with that. They also bowled Jacob Bethel and Will Jacks for 4 overs. So I can see why India probably did, because on the game, not frontline bowlers. But it might mean they're quite batting heavy. Also, Rocky Flintoff is in the team, age 20. He's playing Test cricket, he's playing ODI cricket, he's playing T20 cricket. He's doing it all. We need wickets early, and we need to get this guy, Edavlath, out because he has scored runs against us before. He's got a T20 century to his name, and Cummins gets him in the second over. And we also get the wicket of Ben Duckett in the power play. Oh, that's huge. Next ball, he's on a hat-trick. He gets Harry Brook 2 in 2. And the hat-trick ball to Cochrane, smashed. 54 for 6 off 3. 54 for 3 off 6. 9.9 and over needed. Jamie Smith on 28 off 22. And Swanepoel, second ball, gets him. Cochrane, 32 off about 12 balls. He's gone now. We get across the line. It's not a huge win, but a win nonetheless. Jacob Bethel batting down at about number 8. Flintoff plays a 35 off 33 to make sure they don't win. Cummins gets 4. Peter lose 7.25 economy rate when they need about 10s is way good enough for me. It means we're 1-1. So, the big point, if we don't get smashed by India, which is a high possibility, and England beat Nepal, we're going through. And going through. Oh, watch Pakistan and Zimbabwe go. Here we go. Zimbabwe have lost their game, so Pakistan, New Zealand probably going to go through. We've just got to not do as bad as Nepal. They're playing a night game as well, so we're playing first. Are we going to make any changes? I think the Ackerman addition's been a good one with a 149 strike rate. Bretzker and Markram strike rate slightly low, but averages are really high, meaning we've done okay. Janssen with a 9.10 economy rate, slightly disappointing, but everyone else with the ball, really happy with. No need to do any changes. This is it. We're going up against the juggernaut, and we're bowling in the best bowling conditions. Could we get a couple of early wickets? Oh dear, 190. They get a huge partnership from Jaiswal and Gill to show over how overpowered they are. We've been amazing in the power play, and it's cloudy and hard to bat, and they smash 162. They don't get anything else going. We do go at 10s for Peter and Luz and Janssen. Cummins again, actually quite a reasonable tournament actually. Swanepoel's been good all tournament, but this is it. We've just got to do better. Oh, Nepal scored 190. No! England have got their team all over the place. I think Nepal's going to win. We lose by 11. We actually do reasonably well here. Brevis, a 128 strike rate. It's not going to win you many games. But 137 from Markram for his 50. We get a lot from Stubbs, 194 strike rate. We get a lot from Ackerman, 333 strike rate for his 20. Ferreira, 374. Have we done enough to get close enough to go through? Nepal scored 190. England win by 3 wickets. Rocky Flintoff with a 200 strike rate takes them to the promised land. They are out. We are through with a negative net run rate. We're into the semi-finals. Pakistan, it will be. 4 big teams make it through. India defending champions. Semi-final time. Whew. For all the comment. I know there's going to be comments going, Bobby, your team selection's all over the place. I know. But we've definitely made some good strides picking bowling. I know Luz's 39 bowling average is really poor. But the control we're getting is giving us opportunities. Because Janssen's going at 9.24. His strike rate's only 15. Cummins is out strike rating him. With the bat as well. I actually feel everyone has performed really well. Brevis is averaging 65 with a 133 strike rate. Bretzker's the 115 strike rate. We could swap for Stoke, but even for me, swapping in a semi-final when you've managed to get here would be a tough gig. This is not going to be easy. Pakistan are a great team on the game. If we look at the current ELO rating, so this is, again, I explain it every time. This is every single ODI match that's taken place in the save. Everyone starts on 1,000 points. There's 32 points up for grabs for every single game. And it's weighted depending on if you're better, you win less. But if you lose a few more. So Pakistan are 1012, just above us, and we're on 1008. We get no wickets in the power play. The power play tactics dried up. 8.7 and over they're going at. We are going out the World Cup. Massively. They bat amazing. They score 216. Babar Azam scores 67 at an incredible strike rate of 159. Shafiq with a 188 strike rate. And then OA with a 226.50. There is no way on God's green earth, if it is God's, that we are going through. And we're out at the semi-finals. We get smashed, really. 6 for 72, 7 for 90. Our batting lineup just fell apart. We do get the most incredible 17 ball 50 from Peter, who I didn't realise could bat quite that well. I don't know if he did, but we're out. India-Pakistan final will be a biggie. And India have won back-to-back World Cups. The juggernaut of the West Indies save. They are inevitable. And they go and beat Pakistan in the final. Bowl them out for 113. Knock them off in 13 overs. It's not even close. But overall, I'm quite happy we made it through to the semi-final. We've come on leaps and bounds, I think, from where we were originally. I think we've got a little bit of change going on with the test team as well. So Van Tonda is going to stick. He averaged 40 last year. Stolt came in and averaged 45. Markham Edadang, you expect him to come back. Stubbs was great. Bretsky was great with the gloves. Forrester has been good enough. He averages about 42, 43 with the bat and chips in a few overs. It's the ball. So Ngiddy's out injured. So Jansen and Rabard is going to be there. Peter's the first choice spinner. But we've got Steyn and DeLang. So DeLang stayed in from the T20 World Cup squad, 90 wickets at 28. Steyn 103 at 24 in first class cricket. If we look at their second team averages, they're both extremely good. But what we're going to go with Swanepoel because multi-format, this guy has been absolutely brilliant, adds value with the bat as well. And we're going to go with Cummins as well, who came into the T20 World Cup squad out of nowhere and took 12 wickets at 18 with a 7.71 economy rate. In domestic cricket, 58 strike rate with the ball, 2.59 economy rate. So I'm not quite sure if the strike rate is going to translate to test cricket. It'll be ineffective, a bit like Sam Cook's amazing at County Championship on the game, but you put him into test match cricket, it doesn't quite work out. So here we go. We're going up against England, who we have played at test cricket, and we lost 3-0 in the series, and it wasn't even a close 3-0. We lost by an innings and 123, 244, and by 18 runs. So it slowly, progressively got worse throughout the whole series. And in terms of ELO rating, England currently second best in Test cricket. We've slipped down to 5th. We were peaking at 1,129 and we've just all the way down. But we do win the toss. We're going to have a bat. Got a bit of James Rue in the team, who was a big part of it when we did an England rebuild. Ed of Lath, he's always scoring runs against them. Tom Hartley has been a bit OP the last time we played against them. 285, it's not a good 285. Gus Atkinson goes for 110 and we only scored 285, so he took the brunt of the ball in him and Turner, but we were on and off a lot for bad light. I think I made the wrong choice batting, so it was going to be a bit overcast session 3 of day 1, but we got out of trouble. Peter with 49, Jansen with 55, 53 for Stubbs. We're a long way behind. I called it out. Eda Valath, I will get there one time with his name. 7 centuries. He scores 202 off 256. At Crawley, they put on 143. They get runs from the top. We do break down the bottom end pretty well, but it is starting to be average turn, and they've got OP Tom Hartley. Well, we do make them bat again, but we lose by 9 wickets. Van Tonda with 57. Jansen with 52. Top order blown away by Gus Atkinson, who takes 10. You look at the averages of the guys. Bretsky's averaging 38 and taking the gloves. Forrester 43, Stubbs 49. Stolk and Van Tonda are the ones. As much as I like Van Tonda, he is on the chopping block. Very poor 2 years ago, averaged 40 last year. So it's a watch this space. There could be a chop and change before the close. That's a much better performance with the bat. We get 400. We get 100 from the Stolk. 22 years old, he was dropped, but it doesn't matter. It's all about getting across the line and doing something for your team. He's now averaging 47 from 4 tests, 50 from Van Tonda, 50 from Stubbs, 50 from Forrester, 50 from Hartley. Just a really good team effort. There is cause for concern about Adrian Markram's test form. Yep. Nice. 2-7-1 all out. We're taking a big lead here. We get 4 from Swanepoel, 3 from Peter. They do the damage. Janssen was great up top. Got Crawley, got Smith, got Duckett. And we had him 4 for 85. But Peter started to get a bit of momentum here because Brook, Root and Rue were all batting well. So good performance, 172 lead. But we are quite long into the day. So day 3, session 3 already. We're going to have to move. Declarations come 4-7-3 to win. You may say it's heavy, but I've lost games from this position. Stubbs scores 100 off 149, 62 for Bretska. That's okay. We've got 4 sessions. 4 sessions is normally enough, but we've got 4 and a little bit. And we've got Edevalath. End of day 4, 85 for 3. So they need 388, so it's possibly just out of reach. But Duckett and Crawley looking quite well set. Pitch. Well, there's a bit of an uneven bounce, a bit of turning, but over the weather side looks pretty nice. So it's touch and go, this. It's not touch and go. They don't make it through the session thanks to Swanepoel, who takes 5. That was quite incredible, and it all happened so fast, to be honest. He came on, got a wicket. A couple of overs later, Cummins got a wicket. Then he got 3 in an over. And he got 2 and 2 balls in the first inning. So he's a great addition to our team. Pull back the series, win by 320. That is huge. Don't want to freak out about some of the bowling averages so far. Rabada's actually been relatively average. 29 average last year. Okay. Keep doing it. He's into his 30s. I feel like everyone's breaking down in the 30s. We're going to bowl first in that. This could be an interesting game. 397, it's a really good score in these conditions. We do get Edevalath early. We get Duckett early. But then we run into a bit of a, hey, Harry Brook's pretty good on this game. Crawley's good. Jamie Smith keeps scoring runs for fun against us. Difficult. And then guys like Tom Laws, Gus Atkinson, they can all bat down the bottom of the order. Interesting enough, we didn't get a wicket for a long time and I bought on Forrester for a rare over and he picked up Zach Crawley, cleaned him up. 397. We've got some decent batting conditions for about a day. 64 behind. It could have been a lot worse. We get 46 from Peter. He can obviously hold a bat. Good start from Markram, Stoke and Van Tonder. And then Tom Hartley happened. He picked up 3 quick wickets in the middle. Harry Moore with his right arm fast medium. 21 years old. He had a good day out. 2 for 79. Picked up some big wickets like Forrester and Stoke as well. We're definitely behind this contest. Day 3, session 3. You never know. If you have a good bowling hour, you could clean a team up. Likewise, like the first innings, it was overcast and they still batted well. We do get through them for 204. Rabada will take the praise for his 4 for 62, but it was really Cummins' 3 for 43 because he came on, got Jamie Smith, got fielding, and got Ben Duckett in one spell of bowling. That was wonderful to see. 269 to win. Predictor has us as just favourites, but I don't see it in these conditions. We've got to make the most and not get out to spin during day 4, session 3. If we do get out to spin, we're up the mire. We have a great session. 141 for 2. Van Tonder and Stubbs have put on 120 so far. 115, sorry. Both batting really well. Van Tonder with a 6 as well. But both looking really settled. We go into day 5 in overcast conditions. It's all going to change. 128 to win. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have a test team on our hands? Runs from everyone. Bretska's doing really well in his role. Janssen's thriving. But we've gone 2-1 up against the mighty England, who are 5th in the world rankings. 4th and final test. It's better batting conditions, better weather. We're bowling. Yeah, 5-4-2. Much better to bat on. 100 for Pope. 185 for Jamie Smith. He's now averaging 38. That's not the best average in the world from his 51 tests. Gus Atkinson, annoying on the game. Oh, my days. He turns into the greatest bowler of all time for a few years. And he scores runs. Same with Tom Hartley. Tom, what are you doing? Why are you scoring runs just against me? They don't enforce the follow-on. 98 from Markram. Van Tonder and Stolt went early to Atkinson because Atkinson just took 8. 8. He's so overpowered on the game. It's quite incredible. Great player in real life as well. Huge head, I always thought as well. Stubbs with a 50. Forrester 46. Janssen 38. We gave some resistance, but Pretty average resistance. Bloody Ollie Pope has scored 100 in both innings against us. You know it's a computer game when that happens. I'm joking. Great player. Oh, well, that could have gone better. 143 all out. Gus Atkinson takes another 10. Ollie Pope, man of the match for 100 in both innings. And we lose by 554. 3 T20s in this post. Hey, we might not be the worst team in the world when it comes to playing T20 cricket after we made the semi-final. I was reasonably happy with what everyone did. The only thing I'd look to change is Bretska for Stoke. Bretska, 116 strike rate, average of 19, and then 21 average last year, 116 strike rate. So that was the only issue I had with the team. We do get great conditions to play in. We go down by 3 wickets. We get a good knock from Brevis, but it was incredibly like run a ball. But he wasn't the problem. Ackerman, Stubbs, Stoke, Markram, Ferreira, just nothing from them. So we're up against it early. We actually pull this back quite nicely with the ball with some good spells from Lewis and Swanepoel. Peter picking up 3 wickets, but just not enough runs. Slightly better in the second game. We get a 64 off 43 from the Stoke. 4 sixes for his 148 strike rate. Pretty dismal from the rest. We weren't just able to kick on and get stuck into this game. Jacob Bethel went at 5s and took 3 for 20. But with the ball, we get nothing in the power play. But Swanepoel, Lewis and Peter take 10 in the space of 11 overs and win us the game. Chance of a series winner here, you say? Still relatively happy with what the team's doing. Ackerman's strike rate's just dropped down ever so slightly. That is one of the great overs. We're behind this game. They only need 6 and over. But Peter has come on and taken 3 for 2 in his first over with 4 dot balls. And we lose. They chase down, what did they need? 134 to win. Peter gets 6 for 27 and absolutely star of the show. Bowled Atkinson, bowled Bethel, bowled Pope, bowled East. Like, just wonderful. With the bat, we were shocking. Just really behind it. So we lose the series 2-1. We do get some good stuff. It's not strike rates though, is it? Ferreira with a 167, but strike rates poor from our lineup. But we are going up against the great Gus Atkinson with the ball. Peter just on a completely different level. Swanepoel and Lewis with a 6.58 economy rate as well. Just incredible. But it doesn't help us down in 10th still. Few changes to be made in the ODI squad. First time this episode, looking at last year's stats, Bedingham, etc. has got to go. Jean Duplessis has got to go. And so is Bosch. So we're bringing in Peter and Cummins, who is part of our T20 setup. We're also bringing in Brevis and Stoke for the first time to the ODI setup. So just like that, we have come off a really poor World Cup, but we are making 4 big changes. Stoke and Brevis into the team, Peter in and Cummins in. Can Peter take his T20 form over? 1 day record, 56, 29 strike rate, 5.38 economy rate. It's not bad. We go down, we lose by 2 wickets. Tristan Stubbs with a well-made 87. We got contributions from Brevis, from Stoke, from Markram, from Forrester, but no one was able to go on and give us a really decent score. With the ball, we fought back hard because Janssen, Kurtzia and Swanepoel all were expensive, but Cummins and Peter bowled their 18 overs for about 4 and over, picked up 4 wickets, dragged ourselves back into this game, but Josh Boyden and Jacob Bethel just did enough. I'm going to make a change. Kurtzia's out. And Kirsten's coming in. He's done nothing wrong. He's only 20 years old. 32 wickets at 19. Economy rate of 5.12. Those numbers have been great so far. It does take us just down from a 5-star rated team. Now, that was terrible. Ben Duckett is an amazing one-day player on this game. When we did the England rebuild, he was the man. And he smashes 138 here. We go for 350. Everyone goes around the park. Swanepoel, I don't know if he's the same one-day bowler. Like, he's got a career at 4.84, so I've got to give it some time, but he's going at a lot. 9 so far. Oh man, I am over watching Ben Duckett bat. As much as I like watching Ben Duckett bat, he has had a series for the ages. His ODI form in general, let's just see if it's just peaking now. No, it's actually amazing. So he scores 121 here, not out, carries his bat. We bowl brilliantly, with Kirsten 3 for 39, Cummins 1 for 42, Peter 2 for 49. So we've given ourselves a chance to chase in about 260. Not even close. Usual batting lineup sucks. 3-0. That is a drubbing. Stubbs was good, but everyone else incredibly poor. The downturn of Markram, age 33, is a massive concern. He's averaging 34, 18 and 28 this year. Way down on his... last year he was pretty poor. The year before that he's been the studliest stud that we've ever had. So, huge concerns there. Swanepoel was poor in this series as well, man. Final series of the episode. We're going up against Ireland. 2 T20 games. Got to be looking to win these, particularly with how our team has started to perform. We win, but it's not convincing, you would have thought. 140, we bowled pretty well. Peter 3 for 32 in the most seamer-friendly conditions was reasonable. Cummins 3 for 12 was incredible. We get across the line. We fiddle around with the order here. Bretzka back at the top. Drop Markram down. Markram 12 off 28 to win the game. What even is that? I'm going to swap those two round. Keep Brevis back at 3 as well. That's the biggest win I think I've ever had on the game. We bowled them out for 55. Cummings with 4 for 20. Janssen with 2. Everyone just amazing. And then we knocked them off. Markram back at the top. 270 strike rate. Knocked them off in 3.5 overs. Win a series. Bowling economy rate to Cummins. 4.57 average. 4.57 economy rate. His record overall is quite incredible for us in this format. 14 average. 11.5 strike rate. 7.39 economy rate. That's excellent. 3 one-dayers to close out. We could do with a win because in one-day cricket we've slipped down to number 8. Going to give Swanepoel a little bit more time. A little bit worried about Forrester. 34 average, 14 50s. He's generally reasonably good for us, but I do wonder if we need to start looking at the market and see what else there is that we could bring in. We are also just playing against Ireland, so we should see a decent performance. They've ended up with way too many here. We were in complete control of this game at 5 for 96, but Curtis Camphor with a brilliant 88 puts on 91 with Big Neil Rock. So it's actually... we've got ourselves a game. A game we can win. 2-5-7. Markram, he didn't enjoy being dropped down the order, did he? He's come back strong. 68 off 58. Dwell Brevis with a well-made 69 as well. And then we just chip away at it, get across the line, find ourselves 1-0 up. It'll be good to finish the episode because, in theory, we've had a good episode. Semi-final of the T20 World Cup. Beat Ireland in T20 cricket. It's going to a decider. They end up with a really good score. Tector and Rock put on 145. Tector with... Teddy Tector, not Heddy Tector. Tim Tector. 118 off 120. We were poor. With the bat, we were even worse. Stolt on first ball. Markram gone. Brevis, Stubbs, Forrester, Janssen. 5 for 60. 72 for 6. Finish strong. We definitely need to finish strong. We can't afford to lose series against Ireland and drop down this world rating. Keep dropping down. We're almost 4 stars now. Win by 105. We do enough. Markram with a 50. Stubbs with a 50. Forrester with 58. It wasn't great again with the bat, but we just managed to plug away in overcast conditions. And then with the ball, it was spread around. Rocks had a great series against us. 46, 63 and 50. And just annoyingly, frustratingly good in all the wrong sorts of places for us. With the ball, Cummins wasn't great, but look at the economy rate, 4.74. You're going to win series if you've got guys bowling in the 4s. The strike rate to me doesn't really matter that much. It does help slightly with the world ratings, but we are finishing the episode 6th in Test cricket, 10th in T20s, and 8th in ODIs. It's a rebuild. It's the fact that we build them down before we build them back up is exactly where we are. Test World Championship looks like a bit of a goner this year as well, but we're going to keep striving. Thank you so much for the support. We'll keep rocking and rolling. We'll be back next time. Hopefully, I feel like our ODI and T20 team is starting to piece together. We'll see you soon.